Let's hear now from Rand Water. We speak to the spokesperson, Makenosi Maroo. Makenosi, very good evening to you, and thank you so much for your time. Perhaps before we even get into the other phases and what else is still to be done, let's address the residents, one of them who has just spoken, expressing frustration.
Good evening, and good evening to the viewers. We really acknowledge the frustration, and we understand exactly where residents are coming from. But however, we need to say maintenance is necessary. It's an inconvenience that we have to encounter, but we really apologize for the inconvenience. But just moving forward, we have completed the maintenance. What is really a challenge is the recovery period. We need to rebuild the system in terms of capacity. Hence, other areas are still getting water. Obviously, water is trickling in, but other areas are still struggling, especially the higher elevations areas. So we are saying the recovery takes time, and we are working with municipalities to ensure that the system is balanced and is recovering.
How long before everyone who has been impacted has water?
Look, it's a couple of, it should be a day, not more than 2 days. As I indicated, some areas do have water. It's those areas. I know Bedford View, we're struggling with Bedford View, we're struggling with Midrand. Those are the areas that I know that are struggling. Tshwane is recovering well. Some parts of Johannesburg are recovering much, much better as compared to other parts of Johannesburg.
Is there anything at all that can be done as far as the system is concerned? Because I know at some point you were talking about the size and the complexity of the system and how some areas are positioned and all of that. But is there a way to work around this in order to ensure that everyone does get water at the same time, or is it something that you are envisioning as a perpetual challenge?
Look, we are coming up with plans. We are seeing what is working, what is not working. But in terms of areas, it depends with the elevation. That one cannot change. It depends. Other areas are high-lying areas, other areas are low-lying areas. So it will be a challenge to say all areas will be restored at the same time. I think that one will be quite a challenge, but also what we are appealing, it's patience. I understand people are frustrated, but we are really saying we really have to maintain. I mean, our infrastructure is quite old. Rand Water is a company that has been around for a number of years. So from time to time, we really need to undertake these maintenance projects. And we have communicated with municipalities. We obviously expect municipalities to communicate with the residents, which I believe it has been done. Municipalities are really trying in terms of water tankers. They are communicating precisely where water tankers are located.
And I suppose even that particular process is contentious, because in some of the areas you do have people who say that the tankers are not reaching them, and then in other areas you've got people who say that the tankers do reach but spend just a short period of time, and people who aren't able to reach can't, and those who now have to raise money for fuel in order to be able to get to some of these areas. So just as we talk about this with Makenosi, there is a number at the bottom of your screen. It's 011-714-0677 or 78 or 79. Give us a call and tell us how you have been impacted as far as the issue of water is concerned. As we saw there, the area of Midrand still one of those areas of concern. And Makenosi, I suppose perhaps let's talk about the next phases, because I know, as even Patricia was highlighting there, but let's reiterate it for our viewers, because this is going to be done in 3 phases. And at times, this particular bit of information doesn't reach the viewers. So let's explain to them what is to be done as you've completed this part, where to from here.
Right. So the second phase is starting tomorrow at 6 p.m. It will be going on up until on Sunday, the 21st of December, and we are expecting to complete the work on Sunday around midnight. The work involves replacing 2 valves on one of the biggest pipelines. So we'll be working on that project starting from tomorrow, which is the second phase. Then the third phase will come in January, on the 6th of January, from 4 a.m. up until the 8th of January at 8 a.m. So what this work entails, it's a replacement of isolation valve on the F1, F39, and F45 pipelines. So Rand Water's pipelines obviously are named alphabetically. So we are working on different pipelines. We are restoring, we are refurbishing, we're also replacing the valves.
Let's talk about the one that starts on, that ends on Sunday, the 21st, because we know, as you say, it starts at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Which areas are being impacted?
I'm glad to say it will not be the same areas that will be impacted. It will be different areas. So the remaining maintenance project will impact especially the local municipalities. We're talking about Rand West, we're talking about Mogale City, Merafong, Madibeng, Rustenburg. Some parts of Johannesburg will be impacted. We're talking about Lenasia, we're talking about Soweto. Some parts of Ekurhuleni will also be impacted, but it would be different areas that will be impacted this time because they are serviced by a different system.
Makenosi, please bear with me. I just would like to take a call if that's okay. I do understand we've got Johannes in Centurion. A very good evening to you, Johannes.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Please go ahead.
We are based here in Oliven Extension 20.
Okay. How have you been impacted?
Yeah, very badly because we can't even use the toilet because we have to get the water from the tanker and then it comes after a while.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
You said you are in Oliven Extension 20.
Yes, Oliven Extension 20. We get the water from the park. They don't deliver the water to the streets. We have to go and make a queue at the park.
All right. Okay. Appreciate your time. That is Johannes in Centurion. They're speaking to us about the issue of water in Oliven Extension 20, very not far, in fact, from Midrand. And I do understand we've got Dumi as well. Dumi, good evening to you. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Finter Sports, which is in Western area.
Okay. How have you been impacted?
It's been so tough for us, especially here in Finter Sports. It's been 2 months, going on 3 months. Without water. We've tried going to the municipality, seeking answers, tried getting a hold of a councillor with no answer. Plus, we've also now they've been deducting the water as well on our municipality bill. So it's been really, really, really tough.
All right. Okay. Dumi, appreciate your time. We'll try and get you some answers, and especially because yours is way more than what Makenosi and I are talking about. But let's see just how much of information we might be able to get. Makenosi, I don't know if at all you might be able to kind of like assist with that particular issue, because I know we might have to take it to the municipality.
Absolutely. Look, one, we have to apologize. The query has to be taken to municipality. The municipality is the one that has a relationship with the resident. And I understand what Jimmy is saying is over a month. So this one cannot be related to maintenance. It's an issue of a localized supply, obviously in terms of municipal reticulation, how they supply water to the residents. And I really would encourage Jimmy to engage with her municipality.
All right.
And then coming to is it yes, the Oliven. It's part of the maintenance. Yes, as I really indicated that it's part of the maintenance. We understand the frustration and we appreciate that people are really frustrated, and we are saying, firstly, we apologize as Rainwater. We understand where municipalities and residents by far are coming from, but we have communicated with municipalities. We've given them a notice, and the reason why we give municipalities notice is for them to provide contingency measures and minimize the possible water disruptions to the residents. So we have really communicated. And we're saying just going forward, it's a lesson learned in terms of precisely when we do maintenance, but also we did our research as Rainwater, and we know that around this time, between mid-December and January, we know that a lot of people are leaving the province. So this is where the information came from. This is where this is what we really informed the maintenance during this time of the year.
Makenosi, once again, bear with me. We have Charles. From Ivory Park who's calling. Charles, good evening to you, and thank you so much for your time. Let's talk about what impact have you felt where you are.
We have Charles from Ivory Park who's calling. Charles, good evening to you, and thank you so much for your time. Let's talk about what impact have you felt where you are.
No, where I'm at, because we don't even have the truck that will supply us with water. We're struggling. we're struggling. We don't get water. We're struggling for almost from Monday
All right.
up until now. No trucks that is coming to supply us with water. We need to run around in Tembisa. So people are swearing at us when we ask for water.
All right. Okay. Charles, appreciate your time. I suppose municipalities, we now have to reach out to them in order to be able to also get, to understand from their vantage point what contingency measures have been done. Makenosi has been saying that it is the municipalities that ultimately have a relationship with us as the residents and then have to put those contingency measures in place. And I suppose the next conversation now needs to go to the municipalities. Just a quick request, if you're going to call us, please do switch off your television set so that you do not hear yourself or even the feedback a bit more than you are supposed to. So Makenosi, as we were talking about the maintenance, right, that starts tomorrow until the 21st, let's then quickly jump to the one of the 6th of Jan until the 8th of January. Who is that likely to impact?
It would be some parts of Johannesburg. Municipalities will be able to outline precisely which areas will be impacted. But for us, as a bulk water supply, we look at the bigger map. We're saying it would be municipalities, the 3 metros. Some areas will be impacted, but as I indicated, we're working on different systems, so it will not be the precise areas that are impacted as we speak at the moment. So with the one that we're talking about, it will impact some areas, but it definitely Palmit will have recovered, which is areas that are highly impacted. So this one we're talking about the Eikenhof, it would be some parts of Johannesburg, some parts of Mogale City, but definitely different from what the water challenges that we are experiencing now.
All right. Appreciate your time, Makenosi, and thank you so much for even speaking to our viewers tonight. Appreciate it. And as you say, really, the maintenance is necessary, but the next part of this conversation needs to go towards municipalities and the contingency measures that seem to not have reached some of you. And please do note, the lines have been closed. We just wanted to get a sense from some of you as to what exactly is going on and how you've been impacted. But do keep your comments coming on our social media platforms. That was the Rand Water spokesperson, Makenosi Maroo.